Prince Charles and the Queen's relationship is even more complicated than you thought. For years there has been speculation that the relationship between Prince Charles and his mother, Queen Elizabeth II, hasn't exactly been a great one. At times, it's been described as prickly, and the rumblings that Her Majesty would rather her grandson, Prince William, take the throne over Charles have never really died down. Here's what we know about the relationship between the Queen of England and the Prince of Wales and how it got to this point. They never formed a mother-son bond. The prince and his mother's lack of closeness could stem from her reportedly not being present during his childhood. Because the Queen had many royal duties to tend to in the years after Charles was born, he was reportedly cared for by nannies and other palace staffers more than his mother. According to Robert Lacey, the childcare situation was not unusual or foreign to the Queen. She had been brought up in that style herself, after all, with her parents leaving her at home and entrusting her entire schooling to a governess and home tutors, he told Town and Country. Biographer Jonathan Dimbleby agreed and quoted Charles as saying that it was inevitably the nursery staff who raised him. Queen Elizabeth never liked Camilla Parker Bowles. Many people have long believed that the reason for a rift between the Queen and her son has always had to do with Camilla Parker Bowles. The Prince and Bowles dated in the 70s, but the Queen reportedly wasn't a fan of her then, and therefore, Charles could not marry her. When he went away for his naval duties, his ex married her on again, off again. Beau and Charles later married Diana. However, Parker Bowles and Charles ended up rekindling their romance and carried on an affair with each other while they were both married to other people. The Queen was annoyed Charles had an affair while married to Diana. If Queen Elizabeth didn't approve of Parker Bowles before, she certainly didn't approve of her having an affair with her son while he was married to Princess Diana. It's been said that Charles' mother was so upset by it that she banned Parker Bowles from the palace for some time. After the death of Princess Diana though, Charles tried desperately to get the Queen to accept his love. Eventually, she granted him permission to marry her, with the promise that Parker Bowles would never take the title of Queen, only Princess Consort. Queen Elizabeth moved Charles to a lesser palace. When talking about the royal family, there really is a such thing as a lesser palace, and that's apparently where the Queen banished Charles to at one point. In Tom Bower's book Rebel Prince, The Power, Passion, and Defiance of Prince Charles, he wrote that HRH punished Charles by relegating him to the lesser palace, St. James's Palace. He remained there until he moved into Clarence House following the death of his grandmother in 2002. Charles' mother may still not approve of Parker Bowles now. We will likely never know how the Queen truly feels about Parker Bowles nowadays. Some reports suggested that after so many years of her being with Charles, she has finally warmed up to her. But there are also reports that claim Elizabeth II will always harbor some ill feelings towards her daughter-in-law. Some believe she still blames Parker Bowles for Charles and Diana's messy split, which resulted in the royals' dirty laundry being aired out to the public. Does she want Prince William to take the throne? A rumor has swirled for years that Her Majesty would like her grandson, Prince William, to be her successor after she passes instead of Prince Charles, who is the heir apparent. That's also an idea that some members of the British public are behind too, given the popularity of William and Kate Middleton versus Charles and his wife. But if you thought the crown could simply skip over Charles and go to William, that's not how it works. Queen Elizabeth does not have the power to do that because of a law created back in the early 18th century that states the current monarch's heir to the throne must be his or her direct successor. She states she really does want Charles to succeed her. For anyone still doubting that Charles would in fact succeed his mother, Her Majesty publicly stated that he will at the official opening of CHOM on April 19, 2018, saying, "It remains a great pleasure and honor to serve you as head of the Commonwealth and to observe, with pride and satisfaction, that this is a flourishing network. It is my sincere wish that the Commonwealth will continue to offer stability and continuity for future generations, and will decide that one day the Prince of Wales should carry on the important work started by my father in 1949.